Compatibility is a popular but confusing term. All of us want someone to share our laughter and joy with, someone who listens to our doubts and celebrate our triumphs. And we want a best friend, a confidant, or even a lover. We're designed to be connected, and this seems to happen best with whom we are most compatible. Many people don't realize that compatibility is a process, and listen to this, deep, lasting compatibility is something you make because it is something you must continually work at, right? It does not hinge on the stars or having this same hobby together or maybe this list of common traits. It takes effort. It's something you negotiate in a relationship, and it develops and grows as you grow closer together. So let's take a look at some of these. Remember, we don't have compatible relationships. We create, nurture, and maintain them with much effort and practice. So here are the most important, I think, relationship compatibility traits from the least important to the most important. So the first is friendship compatibility. It's when you and another person are on the same page. Literally, you're in sync. Naturally, you coordinate and synchronize your actions, and in so doing, you express to the other person non-verbally, "I like you," with almost every interaction. We like our partner because we like those who reward us, who pay attention to us, and those we associate with good feelings. We like to be liked, and we like it when people laugh at our jokes or our posts or make us feel accepted. And when they enjoy what we enjoy, it makes us feel valued and validated. Happy friends and happy couples have been found to have a ratio of 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative. This is a great guide for determining friendship compatibility, and it's a goal to aim for. Number 2, personality compatibility. This form of compatibility is what people often think about when they say, gosh, we're so alike. We both react the same way to the same situations. You may both be slightly introverted, let's say, and sensitive and even friendly or outgoing and organized and trustworthy, and so you feel well matched. And while it's important, in fact, no one yet has figured out, though, how to match up personalities the best way. Is it always the best to be, if you're shy, to be with another shy person? Or if you're outgoing, should you be with another extrovert? What if you're carefully organized and you want to be with a moody person? And guess what? The field is really still trying to figure this out, and there really isn't anything that says opposites attract, or probably people that are more similar, though, do get along better, and we're attracted to like personalities and sometimes to different ones. So this is why experts who study relationships often say that such compatibility is overrated and that the measure of personalities don't necessarily predict much. So let's take a look at the next one that's really important, and this is something called conflict compatibility. See, conflict compatibility is a very important type of compatibility in which you're able to argue together in some ways and do some things together. But be careful of the myth that conflict equals broken. That is, truly compatible relationships will always have conflict, and many of them will not have harmony at all times and no problems. In fact, relationship experts agree that there are no what we call perfectly compatible couples. All couples have been found to disagree about things like money or sex or kids or time. The key is really about how you manage your differences. Not managing well the inevitable conflicts that can cause a lack of harmony can lead people to believe that they didn't find their true love and or maybe made a mistake and must find a new person. But remember this, there are no real soulmates and no relationship is free from problems or conflict. Why? Remember King David, what he said in Psalm 139, because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. That whole passage talks about how uniquely designed and specifically built each of us are, our own passions and desires and interests and hopes. And what we have to do is learn that there are no other person that has the same emotional, mental, physical makeup. We're just different. And, by the way, the healthiest couples and the happiest couples in all the studies we have all showed that they encountered conflict, every one of them. So, it's not about the presence of conflict or disagreement. It's about how you manage the process of disagreement. And number 4, and probably the most important, is spiritual compatibility. Of all the compatibilities, spiritual belief compatibility may be the most critical for couples. There's a study that 24,000 different couples, they were half Protestant and some Catholic and some various denominations, and they found that the greater the compatibility agreement between couples on their spiritual beliefs, the more satisfied they were as a couple. 82% of spiritually incompatible couples were unhappy, compared to 9% of spiritually compatible couples. 36% of high agreement couples were very happy, compared to 5% of low agreement couples. So do you know your spiritual temperament? Where you feel most in God's presence? Do you have similar vocational or ministry callings with a passion or calling to a similar mission field? Hey, here's a tip regarding spirituality. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is my relationship with God? How important is regular church attendance? Is prayer important to me? Do I know when I feel closest to God? And does my partner have similar views? Are your faith values the same? And a specific question to ask during a conversation should be, how strong or important is your faith? When do you feel God's presence? Then follow up with, it sounds like you really feel passionate about this. Remember, only God completes us. No other human being can do that. So here's a quick summary. Compatibility is popular, but a confusing term. We don't have compatible relationships. We create, nurture, and maintain them with much effort and practice.